everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carly and I'm the owner of Carly's Creations, and today I'm coming at you with a Dawn Power Wash tumbler. So I know, better late than never, but at least I finally got to try it, so I'm very excited. And I absolutely love this technique. It is so easy, and if you haven't tried it yet, I really highly suggest doing it. I have a lot of fun. I'm going to use some red, whites, and blues and a little bit of golds because I thought coming into summer with Memorial Day and 4th of July, what better design than to do patriotic, right? So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video so you get notified when I post. I do try to upload every Friday. But in the meantime, let's get started. Today we're going to use one of our already prepped tumblers that we got from Stainless Steel Depot. It is the 20-ounce skinny, and I'm going to spray paint this about 3 times. I'm going to give it 3 coats of the flat white spray paint so we get a really good base. We're going to be applying a water slide here in a little bit, and so we don't want any of that stainless steel to show through. So once we're done with this, we're going to let this dry completely, and then we'll move to our next step. Alright, now for the fun part. So we're going to go ahead and spray our dish soap where we don't want the colored spray to go. So when we remove that soap, that's where our white is going to be. And I'm going to be using 3 different colors, a blue, a red, and a gold. And I'm just sporadically spray painting all around the cup. You do want to work fairly quickly. You don't want that dish soap to dry. And I'm just, again, spurting it all around and covering the rest of the cup. And then we're going to go ahead and dunk it right into that bucket and get all of that soap off. You can use a hose. I just thought a bucket would be much easier. And then we're going to let this dry completely, and I'm just going to add a thin coat of epoxy so we're ready for our next step. Let's go ahead and add our water slide. So I have this printed on the Haze water slide paper that I get from Amazon. That will be linked down below in the description. And I have spray painted it 3 times with my Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Clear. And we're going to add it right to our white splotchy part right there on the tumbler. I do use slightly, not warm, but room temperature water, not cold. And I make sure that I get my cup nice and wet. It does take about 30 seconds or so for that image to be ready. As soon as it starts to slide off the paper, you'll know you're ready to go. We're just going to very carefully slide. I hold at the top and just kind of wiggle down at the bottom, very gently pulling out that under layer. And I make sure to keep my cup nice and wet. It makes it easier for just maneuvering our image here a little bit. Okay, and then once we get it on there, I'm going to use my little silicone brush, which you can find on my website, just to kind of push out any air bubbles that we have, smooth out our image here. You don't want any creases because you will see that once you epoxy it. So make sure you just have it really nice and smooth. And then I get a paper towel and just kind of very lightly dab it. Don't rub your image. I just kind of wipe across, make sure I'm getting any of that water. And then we're gonna let this dry. I usually let it dry for a couple of hours, and then we'll be ready for the epoxy. Alright, we're ready for our epoxy, and I am going to add just a smidge of the Frosty that we have here. It is a very, very ultra fine glitter that you can find on my website, and it's really good for adding if you want just like a touch of sparkle, what I'm doing here. and I'm maybe adding a teaspoon at most into the epoxy here. And that's just going to give it just a slight touch of sparkle. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in really well and then apply like normal. I do end up putting another coat on top of this afterwards, and from there we're done. I do leave the back blank in case someone wants to add a name, or they can purchase as is. It will be on my website. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. This method is so fun, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to try it, and I highly suggest trying it for yourself. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know below. Don't forget to join us on Facebook at Carly's Creations, Tumblers, and more. We do lots of giveaways, sneak peeks on new products. We have just a wonderful group of people there, so we'd love to have you join us. And until then, we'll see you on the next video.